All right, hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are drawing in the Stillman and Birn sketchbook again, and we have our test page here. And we started this a couple days ago, and I think today I'm just going to continue working on this page for, 30, 40 minutes, something like that, and we'll see how we do. I'm going to grab this Pentel brush pen, which hopefully has some ink in it. This is a larger brush pen here. And just get started. I have kind of an idea here. I'm seeing like kind of a big round shape. Let me wipe this dust off here real quick. I'm seeing a big round shape for some reason, and I want it to kind of continue off of here somewhere. So let's just go for it. I'm just drawing right over that stitching in the center there. I don't really care. So big curved shape, I guess, not round so much. And this is, not really focusing on what this is going to be just yet. I'm just trying to make some composition type shapes here to start. So let me just peck this in. These are going to be shadows eventually, so we got to keep that in mind. So we don't want to draw a bunch of stuff that's going to be that like highlight edge, the top edge there. We want to draw the lower portions of things. And then we'll grab right here maybe. Continue out this way. And then maybe come up like this. Why not? So yeah, I'm thinking about I'm going to try it out this week, and we'll see if you guys like it, how it performs and all that. But I think what would be cool for me anyways would be to do some sketchbook pages and break them up over the course of like a week. So maybe I'll do a couple episodes of like 30 to 40 minutes drawing in the sketchbook, and then do like the weekend episode could be, an hour or two of me just finishing off the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to try this week. So stay tuned for the rest of this drawing after this one. Because like I said, we're only going to work for 30 to 40 minutes today. And we'll see how far we can get. And I'm planning on finishing it up on Saturday. So yeah, I'm just kind of drawing some big shapes, just trying to imagine some curves coming through here. And there is something I want to add. I'm not sure where yet. Maybe coming up this way. I want to add kind of a knight's helmet side profile. So I'm going to draw kind of a shadow coming out this way. And then, yeah, maybe something right here. We don't want to get too crazy with the brush pen. We're going to come in with fountain pens here in a little bit and kind of mess with this some more. But we'll draw that kind of slot, that they look through. I like drawing knights' helmets, so I'll draw kind of that piece coming down this way. This is, it's not supposed to be super accurate. It's supposed to be kind of abstract, so I'm not going to just kind of give the idea of a knight's helmet over here. That's more what I'm going to do rather than trying to like accurately represent one, right? Let's tip this kind of straight up. See what that does. Have that be the kind of the top there. I really don't want to get too detailed just yet. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I want it to have some big shadows over here. So I'm going to lay this brush pen kind of sideways and just slide it. Draw a big round kind of shadow over here. Just kind of slide it on its side like that. And that'll give us some cool big shadows to kind of work with here. We can build up off of that. Push that down there. And something like so. Oh, and I smudged it good. I smudged it real good. All right. That's okay. What pen should we use next? Let's grab the fine with the Noodler's black in it. Let's do some lines coming up off of here. I'm going to kind of turn this sideways a little bit for now because I'm waiting on a lot of this stuff to dry still, so I'm just going to kind of try and work on stuff that I can reach from this section of the page while it all dries up. And yeah, so I'm kind of seeing a circle shape here. And I'm having to push down on this paper. And that Lexington gray was feathering on part of the paper, but not on another part of the paper. So I don't know if this paper is going to be kind of inconsistent with its feathering. I don't know. We'll see here. Also depends on the ink. This is a different ink, so this might not feather at all. Kind of grabbing some just grabbing a line off the end of some of these blobs to kind of, it creates like an edge, and then the blob will be like the shadow, if that makes sense. Something kind of like that. Oh, am I smudging? You guys got to let me know if I'm smudging. There we go. And I'm going to tie this into the rest of this drawing here, so just giving it a little bit of a shadow right there. Looks like it's getting pretty dry here. Maybe we can start resting our hand on that spot. I'm going to continue this part up kind of like that. I want to leave a lot of negative space over here too, to create like that. Create a big round shape. I think that'll be interesting. This is getting a little sloppy here. Let's just darken that in. All right. Hopefully I'm drawing on camera, not out of the frame. I try to keep track of it, but sometimes I just get kind of sucked into what I'm doing here. Let's see. What can we do here? Got this. I'm trying to keep the shadow coming from the same direction for the most part, so just being a little bit careful here. Let's just grab that edge there. Make some sort of slot shapes there. I'm not too sure what this stuff is. It's just kind of doodling, you know. I'm just grabbing the shapes as I see them here. So I don't know, I was imagining like a big kind of round shape over here. Also, I kind of want something coming up over this way a little bit more. I'm just going to drop in a couple little lines up here. Can you? Yeah, there we go. Just kind of as a little bit of a guide for later. Yeah, kind of give it like a flow. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Let's see here. Let's grab. What in the heck is going on? Neighbors are hollering. Hopefully it's just a kid having some fun. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt the video anymore. There we go. Just drawing over that string. I never know what to do with the strings in the middle of the page there, so I just try and draw over them. Let's see here. Let's come over here. Do some bigger shapes like this. Yeah. All right. I'm seeing this kind of edge sticking up here, so let's kind of line that in a little bit. We have some dry brush texture here. I feel like I need to line over it for whatever reason. I'll probably just leave it. It probably looks pretty cool, but can't help myself sometimes. Let's see here. I'm feeling this Noodler's black in the TWSBI today. I think the other day I was trying to draw with this pen and I just was not feeling it. Some days it's just, you got to switch up the pen. Switch up the medium maybe. Yeah, some days it's like I want to draw in pencil. Some days I want to draw in pen. Most days I want to draw in pen. Let's be honest here. But not always. Not always. I'm just adding in those gibbets and greeblies there. The gibbets and the greeblies. All right. Now I asked on my Patreon yesterday, a couple days ago, I don't know when, if you guys want to see me try out any pens or inks, stuff like that. And I've got a couple pens to try out from the Patreon. And obviously that stuff's going to take priority. It's going to be take priority over the other stuff. But if any of you guys who aren't on the Patreon want to see me do any pens or inks, let me know in the comments and I will get to it after the Patreon suggestions, if I can. There's a big asterisk on all of it, and it's if I can get around to it, if I can afford. Obviously, don't suggest like a $1,400 pen or anything. I can't afford it. But yeah, if I can get the stuff, if you're curious about anything, I can try it out for you. Let you know what I think, and that'll be cool. So just let me know. This sketchbook is going to be a lot of experimenting, I think, so it should be fun. Otherwise, I'm just going to try, whatever. I'll probably end up trying a bunch of inks and stuff in here, so we'll see how it goes. I'm a little spaced out today, huh? Not the best narrator. Focusing on the art, I guess. How are we doing for time? We're about 20 minutes in. All right, let's work on this this night helmet a little bit. I promised a night helmet, and I've delivered a scribble. Let's work on this a little bit here. I got some beautiful smudges here. So we're gonna kind of go with it. Do some lines shooting off. Smudges are just opportunities, right? Change your strategy, change your plan. All right, we're going to stop right there. We don't want to get too close to the edge here. We're already too close to the edge. Let's see. I'm going to come along and clean this bottom edge up a little bit. Something like that. Actually, I'm going to switch back real quick to the brush pen. And I'm just going to fill in this line I drew here. Give it a nice shadowy edge there. We'll drop a little bit of hatching with the brush pen real quick. Hatching, or whatever that's called. Stippling, kind of. Let's give it a little bit of texture there. Yeah, and I'm not really down here. I'm pulling the strokes down a little bit. Here I'm almost just tapping down little dots with it. So I like to use the brush pen this way. I think it's nice little effect. And I don't worry with the consistency of it too much. I think that shading actually looks a little better if it's kind of less consistent with like stippling and stuff like that. If it's too uniform or whatever, it tends to, I don't know, it just doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look organic. But maybe if that's what you're going for, that could be a good thing too. There's something to think about while you're doing it, like how uniform are you being with it? And are you doing it intentionally, or, you know? Almost looks like a baseball helmet or something. Doesn't quite look like a knight's helmet. Let's see here. I don't like that was a line through there, so I'm just going to bulk it up with a little bit of brush work here. Let's fill that in. Don't be afraid to just go solid black on some stuff. I think that's where I could even do it now, you know, where I was running into some little issues over here as I was worried about going solid black. It's fine. You can go solid black. There's nothing wrong with that. Things are black sometimes. Even solid black. Get that nice juicy darkness in there. Sweet juicy darkness. I think for each of these videos, I'm going to start using just a couple pens, couple tools for the whole thing. Just to kind of mix it up, you know, that way I'm using, you know, cycling through my different pens and stuff and trying different combinations. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to be experimental here, so I'm going to see if we can find some cool pen and ink combinations or different types of pens. I do want to mess around with some watercolors soon. I have a kind of a basic set of watercolors, so we will do a little bit of experimenting with that. I am not the most confident with color, so I don't know if you've seen my channel or not, but there's not a lot of color stuff going on here. So, but it is something I would like to get into a little bit. I just need to, I don't know, find what sort of color type stuff speaks to me, I guess. I'm not trying to do paintings of flowers or stuff, obviously. I'm not trying to mess with oil paints either. Like, it's just expensive and messy, and it's the thing I really like about pen and ink is that it's not the, I mean, it's not 100% without its messy bits, but it's, for the most part, it's pretty easy to clean up. And I like that almost portable type stuff, where it's like you don't need a whole, you could just sit down at a kitchen table and do it, like that's my vibe. You can do it on an airplane or in the park or whatever. Even though I sit here at the same desk and draw all the time. Maybe I should take the camera out into the world. Draw at the library or something. Wonder if they would appreciate me talking to myself and filming in a library. Probably not. They'd be like, dude, you got to go somewhere else with that. Like, don't worry, it's not a TikTok video. It's for YouTube. It's legit. Let's see here. I really do like drawing with these brush pens. If these are like $5 or $6 on Amazon, you could probably get it cheaper on a different website. So if you have never tried one, it's not a big investment, and you should definitely check them out. It takes a little bit of finesse to be able to, get used to working off the tip like this. And you got to be okay with like a little bit of wobble and, chaos and stuff like that. But it is totally worth at least giving it a try, So if you haven't tried one, try it out. It's taken me quite a while to figure out how I like using them and what they're good for. And I'm still, obviously, trying to figure it out. So, but I'm also one of those people, I never feel like I've mastered anything. I'm always trying to learn better techniques and improve. So it's just a good mindset to have, right? Let's see here. At least for art. You don't want to beat yourself up too hard either, Like, if you're looking at your art and you're like, oh, I suck so bad and blah, 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 that's not good either. You want to be like, I'm proud of this part. Look at the, somebody a long time ago told me this. Look at the good parts too, Don't just focus on that one part, like over here where it got all muddy and it's screwed up. Like, make sure you look at the good parts. Be like, I'm happy with that. That I would change in the future. I feel like that's the healthy way to look at it, right? Like, I'm happy with this part. This other part I could improve. So you keep doing that. Keep that mentality. You'll keep growing as an artist. You'll keep improving. And it'll be worthwhile. All right. Let's see here. Let's switch back to the fountain pen for a little bit. How are we doing on time? We're getting there. So, something I found I like to do is to just, on these hatching marks from the brush pen, I'll just grab the kind of tip like that and just continue it out with the fountain pen. It's kind of a nice little way to transition from brush pen to fountain pen. I try not to cross over, like I try not to do cross hatching, just stick to regular hatching when I'm mixing these two together, because if you start crossing over the lines, it starts to really get muddy pretty quick. So try not to cross over. Don't cross the streams. Egon Spangler. And yeah, it gives it an interesting look. And you can get crazy with your hatching texture. That's the thing. That the tutorial I did is one way to sort of stylize it, but there are so many different ways to stylize hatching. David Finch has a really good tutorial on YouTube on how he does it, which I think is cool. It's a lot of like the hatching will, you know, like each hatching mark will kind of taper down like that. But yeah, there's tons of different ways to do it. I'll link my tutorial in the description. It's one way I like to do it. But like this is cool. I'm digging this right here. It's got a lot of really cool texture going on here, so we'll stick with that. That's what this doodling is really good for too, is just because you can take this later and use it on like a, you know, if you're doing a piece of artwork for some, you know, like say you want to draw a knight's helmet, like a one that actually looks like a knight's helmet. You can use this this sort of hatching texture in that drawing later, you know, or even in just like another doodle in your sketchbook later, you know. It's just becomes part of your arsenal, right? So really digging the brush pen. There's a lot of there's a bunch of color brush pens that I think even Pentel makes some that I want to try out, but I didn't look into it too much, but I think they're like those felt tip ones, and I want the bristles. So if anybody knows, actually, let me know in the comments if there's any bristle tipped brush pens that, you know, like come in like a pack of colors or whatever, something like that. Because I know I could just buy the empty ones and fill them up with fountain pen inks. And I very well end up doing that. But if there's like a pack of colors that I could use, that would be a lot more convenient. But I don't particularly care for the felt, the sort of felt brush tips. I like them for certain things, but for what I'm trying to do, I don't think that's what I want. So. But yeah, if you know of the bristle-tipped ones, let me know. Please. I appreciate it. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, that's a really cool texture. I'm digging that. I'm just going to grab some textures out here. Something like that. Where all those smudges are, I'm just kind of cross-hatching over some of the smudging. Just for fun and profit. All right, come down here. I'm gonna fill this out. How are we doing on time? Very well. We got 5 more minutes. Nice. I don't want to go over 40 minutes for this video. Just trying to keep the ones during the week a little bit shorter if I can. I know a lot of yous have day jobs, can't sit around watching YouTube videos all day. I need a little more time than 15 minutes to talk about what I'm doing here, I think, to show it in real time. The time lapses are fun, but they're kind of in this area, like this gray area, I feel like, where you're not getting anything really that useful art-wise from them. So I don't really, how can I put this? I don't really, like, I want it to be useful. I want my videos to be useful for artists, but also, like, you know, if you want to just, you don't need to be an artist to watch them, obviously. I kind of want to, like, find, like, I want it to be good for everybody. Not good for everybody, but you know what I mean. Like, useful for artists, but also nice to watch even if you're not an artist. So that's what I'm trying to find. Hit that 30 to 40 minute range. That way, that hopefully they're not too long for, you know, people who are just watching them to chill out. But also I can explain some stuff for, you know, people who are looking for art inspiration and stuff like that. So that's my objective. And also my throat gets really dry after talking for an hour straight. So, and I run out of stuff to say. So there's that. There's always that. Let's see here. And then adding some stuff in here. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to finish this top edge. I'm going to give it kind of like teeth, like these little teeth shapes, I think. Like, or crenulations or something. I don't know. Seems like something to do. Crenulations are the top edges of a castle, if you didn't know. Those, like, I think that's what they're called, crenulation. Hopefully I'm not getting it all wrong. Just so you know, crenulations are... They're like, what the hell? That's not even what it's called. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's add some... Oh, you know, I kind of want it to be like almost gooey. Like maybe it's got a little bit of gore or goo going on here. Let's just add some of that sort of stuff going on. The essence of goo, the essence of gore. Get a little bit coming off of that crenulation there. And maybe a little bit. I don't want to go too far up. Maybe we'll just have like a couple little outliers here. they don't connect all the way. Okay. It's looking kind of cool. I'm really loving this this brush pen stuff. I know they make fountain pens with brush pen tips too. I might want to try out some of those. So somebody left me a comment once saying, talking about a certain one. I'll have to go try and find it. I forget what it was. Might be like Pilot makes them or something. Or no, I think they were saying Sailor. I think it was Sailor makes some brush-tipped fountain pens. So that would be worth investigating. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with the brush tips, but I just sometimes you gotta investigate stuff. I don't know. That's how I feel like. I gotta know what that's like, what it's about. All right. I think I want to add a bunch of texture in here. I don't think I have too much time left, though. So I'm going to draw some lines coming down this way, just to kind of, I don't know, round this stuff out a little bit here. There we go. I don't know, something like that for now is good. And we will pick this up on Saturday and finish this whole page off. I don't care how long it takes. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Go ahead and give me a like, a comment, a subscribe if you found this entertaining or useful. And a special thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys help support the channel. If you're interested in that stuff, there's links in the description. And I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye now.